Throughout our island challenge in the Alola region, we came across many strong trainers, and some of the strongest among those trainers was without a doubt the Kahunas of each island. And why wouldn't they be? They were chosen to be the ones who hold the grand trial of each island by the guardian deities themselves: Tapu Koko, Tapu Lele, Tapu Bulu, and Tapu Fini. Not only that, but Hala, Olivia, Nanu, and Hapu, the chosen Kahuna for each island, basically all became the leader of each island for people, Pokemon, and trial goers alike. And the island guardians have even trusted them to take care of their respective guardian ruins when necessary. So the Tapus essentially trust these people with their own home and the entire island. But how do the Tapus choose who to give the title of Kahuna to? I mean, it's not like it's an easy title to earn. Hapu tried to earn the title before, but failed at her initial attempt, and she had to do an entire island challenge of her own kind to be appointed as Kahuna. And some people like Nanu don't even want to be the Kahuna, but it's been said that the person chosen by the island guardian to become the island Kahuna cannot refuse whatsoever, and their reign as Kahuna lasts until they either pass away or until the guardian of the island takes away their title. So why are the Tapus so adamant on a specific person being the Kahuna of the island? And how do they even know who to make Kahuna? Having one person reign as the leader of the island till death is a pretty big responsibility forced onto someone, so they must be picking someone that they know will take care of the island right. Someone that will lead the people and Pokemon of the island the same way that the guardian deities would lead them. Someone that's exactly like themselves. I believe that the guardian deities of the Alola region pick Kahunas that are of course strong trainers, but also people that exhibit the traits that are most similar to themselves, so that the Kahuna of the island would maintain the island the same way that they themselves would. So like, the cool way of going about this would be to say things like, "Whoa dude, they found a human counterpart themselves," or "it's like a manifestation of themselves." But you know, you could just also say that they pulled a Kagebushin no Jutsu to do all the dirty work. And the evidence for my claim? The personality and traits of each of the 4 Kahunas and their respective guardian deities. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how similar each of the Tapus are to their respective Kahuna, and you may be surprised to see how far the similarities actually go. What's going on, guys? HybridHero here. Today I got a brand new theory for you guys on how I think the Tapus pick their respective Kahunas. If you guys do enjoy this video, be sure to hero punch that like button. If you don't, hit that dislike button. Let me know how you feel. Comment down below your thoughts and opinions. How do you think the Tapus pick the Kahuna for each island? Do you think that they just picked the strongest and most responsible trainer on the island at the time? Or do you think there's a more specific criteria involved? Let me know. Share the video around if you want to help support the channel. And finally, subscribe and hit that little bell icon if you want to stay up to date with all my content. With all that out of the way, let's finally talk about the similarities between each island guardian and island Kahuna. Hala is a very happy and playful man that loves Pokemon battles. But despite Hala's playful nature, he is definitely one of the fiercest trainers in Pokemon history. I mean, just look at the way his expression changes when he's ready to battle you or when he's using his Z move in the anime. Not only that, but it was even stated in the game that Hala was once so angry that Hal couldn't help but cry, which displays his explosive temper, a trait that is also shared by Tapu Koko, as mentioned in its Pokemon Moon and Ultra Sun Dex entries. Tapu Koko can also be seen as the leader of the guardian deities, as it has had the most prominent role throughout the games, anime, and manga. However, this could just be because all the stories from each universe started off at Melee Island. However, it is important to note that in the manga during the Kahuna meeting, Hala is the one leading and conducting the meeting, and in the anime, when all the guardian deities meet up at the altar of the sun with the protagonist of the show, Tapu Koko seems to be leading once again, as it's the one that first approaches Ash and Lily, and it's also the one that teaches Ash how to use Searing Sunray Smash. And this isn't even on Melee Island, so I'd say it's safe to assume that Tapu Koko is the leader of the pack, just like how Hala is most likely the leader of the Kahunas. Olivia, as I mentioned in the previous video, is a very kind-hearted woman who cares a lot for people and Pokemon alike, as she is able to communicate with Pokemon on a different level than most humans. Tapu Lele is also known for being a lot more caring than most Pokemon, as it's known for healing injured Pokemon with its scales. And Olivia's been shown to help heal wild Pokemon in the anime, while showing the same kind of affection that Tapu Lele shows. But Tapu Lele is also known for being guilelessly cruel, which at first may not seem like a trait that Olivia has, but I'd argue that it is a trait that she shows off as well. Tapu Lele accidentally hurt Rockruff, but that wasn't its intention. It just wanted to play with Rockruff, but it was way too strong for it, and didn't realize it hurt it until much later. So, it was just trying to have some fun and show some affection. And how does Olivia go about things? Yep, she runs up to people and gives them a nice big hug to show that she cares, and ends up squeezing them a bit too hard. And besides, she was ready to hurt Mallow a few times in the games too. And of course, Olivia's emotional or moody behavior that I talked about in the video explaining why she's single is yet another trait that she shares with the Guardian of Akala Island, as the both jump between a wide array of emotions very quickly. Nanu hasn't been seen in the anime at the time of recording this video, and Tapu Bulu has only been seen a few times in the anime, mainly along with the other Guardians, and only mentioned in the manga. Because of this, there's not much to dig up between these two, but I'd say that the in-game evidence is more than enough to support my claim. As we know, Nanu's a pretty lazy guy, which is evident by his body language, the way he talks, and what he says. Besides the sluggish walk and the constant ellipses when he speaks in the games, if the player says no to his grand trial battle, he says that, "The trip here already wore me out. If you don't want a battle, I'm going home." And other pieces of dialogue. He probably sounds a lot more different than that. He sounds different in my head, but I can't do his voice and I don't know what he sounds like, so yeah. The way he handles mischiefs on Akala Island also shows that he's incredibly lazy, as he lives right beside Team Skull, yet he does nothing about them unless necessary. And Tapu Bulu is constantly stated as being a fearsome Pokemon, but it's always inactive, leading people to see it as a lazy Pokemon, which, as I just mentioned, is a perception that is largely associated with Nanu as well. Tapu Bulu is also known to be merciless and is said to be violent enough to crush anyone that it sees as an enemy. And besides him going up against Guzzlord, we haven't really seen this from Nani yet. We know he's a very powerful Pokemon trainer, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see something of the sorts in the manga or the anime when he does appear in those canons. And just like Nanu, Tapu Bulu constantly avoids unnecessary conflicts by making everyone aware of its presence with a ringing sound on its bell. A guardian deity who makes everyone aware of its presence the same way that a cop like Nanu would use a noise or a siren to make everyone aware of his presence. And last but not least, we have Hapu. Now before we go any further, I'd just like to say that no, I do not think that the guardian deities pick kahunas that will be specific to the presumed gender, because prior to Hapu, Tapu Fini picked Hapu's grandfather to be the kahuna of Pony Island. Just have to mention that real quick. Just like Nanu and Tapu Bulu, her and Tapu Fini are in the same predicament, as they have little to no appearances in the manga and the anime. So once again, we only have the games to work with. And it's also going to be a little harder to find similarities between these two this time around, because Tapu Fini is said to not care too much for humans, and Hapu is shown to care. Well, for us and Lily at least. But beyond that, we don't see her interact with too many other people. And when the player character and Lily reach Pony Island, Hapu's grandmother is shocked to see that Hapu actually has friends now. Wow. Way to believe in your grandkid, grandma. So with that little piece of dialogue, we can presume that prior to this, Hapu really didn't have many relationships with other people, showing the potential tie to Tapu Fini. But if Tapu Fini doesn't care about people, shouldn't the kahuna of Pony Island have as little relationships as possible? So why become friends with us? Well actually, Tapu Fini kinda cares about people. You see, despite its attitude towards people, Tapu Fini actually doesn't mind helping people out that it deems worthy. And as I mentioned earlier, before Hapu became kahuna and went out on her quote-unquote island challenge, she actually tried to become the kahuna before, but Tapu Fini would not accept. It was only after she traveled across the different islands that Tapu Fini allowed her to become the kahuna of Pony Island. So, what changed? I think prior to her island challenge, Hapu simply didn't care about people, but Tapu Fini would not accept Hapu as the island kahuna until she was able to bond with and or help out somebody that she deemed worthy. And of course, throughout her journey and her own journey, Hapu acknowledged us and Lily many times and helped us out a lot, causing her to have some sort of relationship with people, and one that Tapu Fini required the new kahuna of Pony Island to have, as it's the same way that it deals with people. And as a final point, they both got that calm vibe to them. And I'm sure Tapu Fini was looking for that too, and Hapu definitely had that. So there you have it guys, I think that Tapu Koko, Tapu Lele, Tapu Bulu, and Tapu Fini all picked their Kahunas with the intention of finding a Kahuna that is similar to them in terms of personality and traits, as Hala, Olivia, Nanu, and Hapu all demonstrate how similar they are to each of the Tapus. And of course, the Guardian Deities are also looking for strong trainers for obvious reasons. So if we ever visit the Alola region in the future, or when the time comes for someone else to be appointed as Kahuna, and you see a new Kahuna remind you of a previous one, don't think that's Game Freak being lazy with their characters, or that's too similar to the old Kahuna. Because in reality, it's actually too similar to the Guardian of that island. And in all honesty, it's a really cool touch on Game Freak's part. Kudos to you, Game Freak. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the slightly different format of this video, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video, alright? Later.